Hello again, YouTube, and I'm back with another update video. And I don't know if you can hear that, but that's some humming and buzzing that's going on with the system. And at first I was kind of concerned about it. I'm like, okay, is this thing gonna, go out on me or something? And I did some research and come to find out that, it's in the it's in the guide, it's in the manual. If you look at it under troubleshooting, it'll say, humming and buzzing and stuff like that. It is actually normal. Because of the magnetic resonance and the high-speed switching of the system. Now, this particular unit does not have any fans or anything like that, but it makes noise because of that. And if you look at the troubleshooting, say, it tells you no action is required because that's normal operation. So I was like, okay, fine, I'll work with that. You can see here that the unit it's working as advertised. Right now I'm pulling about 35 amps coming in and just over 1100 watts, and my battery voltage is just around 31 volts, and I'm in a absorb mode. Looking here at my trimetric, and my battery bank is at 100% state of charge. And as I said in my previous video, you cannot you can't determine your capacity by the voltage with nickel iron cells. You can't do it. So the only way to really determine what your battery state of charge is looking at something like a trimetric or some type of amp hour meter, and it kind of tell you. Now you can kind of hear, hopefully you can hear that it had some type of little buzzing a minute ago. That's normal. And I noticed that it will do that at various times when when it switches from one state to another, like absorb mode. Like it just went out of absorb mode, and but it's still at 33 amps coming in. Let's see, it's 85 degrees, and there's a lot of other settings that you can. A lot of other indications that you can kind of check. This kind of tells you how many amp hours it's put back into the battery bank or has pulled in. You can look at the voltage in relation to the amperage, and the lowest battery voltage or something like that. I don't know what that 11.1 is all about, but it's very simplistic. It's a very simplistic meter, but I can get the same information from the live view from the web page. That comes, that I can log onto the system here and get some very detailed information. It's really good. Now, anyway, back to this. The trimetric says, hey, you're good to go. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to program the settings for my inverter to take advantage of this. So as opposed to auto connect, what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch it from auto connect, not time, but ACN, let's see here, voltage disconnect. And just to kind of give you an idea what I've got it set to, I'll just kind of flip it over to settings, inverter setup, low voltage cutoff at 18 volts, time in if I want to go that route. Now, ACN, meaning when the battery voltage is 27.4 volts or above, that means I want the AC to essentially cut off and come back on at 18.6. So that's what this ACN is all about. So I'm going to go over here to control, and I'm going to change that to voltage connect, voltage DC connect, or ACN control, and you'll see what happens. I'll go back over here to meter, and you'll hear it's actually inverting, is voltage in and so forth. So right now, as long as I'm taking advantage of my solar coming in and stuff like that, so you'll see that it's slowly dwindling because I'm actually feeding power to the house, or that's the power coming from the battery bank to recharge the capacitors. So this is essentially what I plan to do eventually, is essentially to once I get the tweaking right, I can actually have it set so that I could actually utilize solar and battery power at the same time. And as you can see, it's stopped at 10 amps and it's holding steady, or actually this came down to 9. and battery voltage is at 25.4. So this is one of the benefits of having a charge controller with solar panels that can, keep things, even, and I can utilize the power throughout the day. All right, YouTube, stay tuned, and I'll get back with you.